after she blew it, she went and got another one. Things like this. Take young kids out. We do a lot of programs. Here's Larry from the museum, teaching kids about dragonflies. And this one's one of my favorites. If you ever go birding down in the Amish community, they have the absolute most fantastic equipment. And they have great birds down there because just about every single one of them are bird watchers, and they always find really great species. So we went down to this area to take a look at this bird, and this little boy is setting up this scope, and his younger sister's like, I'll show you, climbs the fence, puts the end of the cover over it, and looking on his face like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden it went from tree to black. So again, this is the kind of thing that we want to nurture. Think about things that you don't normally think about. Okay, here's a birdhouse. It's just a birdhouse. There's something up right in here. Let's get a little closer. You can see something in there. Okay? I thought, oh great, I got a bird in there. It's a tree frog. So even when you put things up and you are trying to enhance nesting or helping them, think about things like this. Okay? That little tree frog went in and out of that hole every night, every morning. It was back in there. And, it's smiling, it's happy, it's got a little home. At night, if I left my porch light on, it would be stuck to my sliding glass door eating the bugs that were coming around the porch light. So there are things you can do even if you don't think that you can do anything. You can volunteer. God bless you. You can, again, help land preservation organization. All of you out in this audience have skills, no matter what they might be. Think about using those skills to help in some way. Go on a field trip. Learn about the natural world around you. Spend more time in your yard walking around, looking at things. Donate to the organizations that are trying to preserve land. It helps. Donate your time to do some surveys or something. What was that? That is... Okay. It's hard to tell. But if you are a little green thing that looks like either a grasshopper or a katydid, look at the antenna. If the antenna are longer than the body, it's a katydid. If the antenna are shorter than the body, it's a grasshopper. Now you can't see the whole body, and you can't see the whole antenna, but I can tell you that's a katydid. Okay? He is cute. Well, that's the other thing. When you see some of these things up close, you realize, wow, they're really beautiful, or they've got these really cool eyes, or something about them. And, we just don't want to wipe out all of them with the things that we're doing. This is probably my most favorite slide because it really is kind of telling. The forests really are the lungs of our planet. They do a lot of purification of our air, of our soils, things like that. Here's our clear cutting, or our cutting that's taking place across the world. It just kind of says it all there. I love the way that they look like lungs, and they've got these little, little branches going through there, just like our lungs do. It kind of puts it all in perspective. It's difficult when we don't think about it past our own doorstep. A sunset. Where was that? No, actually, it was like a graphic that was made. So someone created that, which I thought was pretty clever. It's in that future. So even a sunset, a sunrise, those are all things that can be very important to people. That's part of that quality of life thing. But as, they have good sunsets and sunrises in some of the areas where they have a lot of water pollution. It can be very, very difficult. There's some of the resources that futurism, that a couple of the articles that I went through to get some of the information that I wanted to share with people. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Seattle PI did a whole article on, land use, things like that. Yard map, this is a good one. You can go on Yard Map and look at some different ways that you can enhance your own yard. Bees, help the bees. And this is a moth on an aster with a big long tongue, pollinating, nectaring. And thank you for all this. They're all males, and they are taking minerals up out of the wet soil or, a dead animal poop they're the males that are doing it, but it is because of the males that are doing it, because then they put those chemicals in their sperm packet, pass it on to the females, which makes more tires swallows. Thanks, guys, for doing that. Any questions?
Recycling, paper, cardboard,
Right.
help offset
Yes.
logging.
Yes, it absolutely really does.
How much?
I can't put a number to it, but I have seen statistics where it's like, you know, in areas where they have a really good recycling program, where they're really diligent, and people that live there are really diligent, it can make a difference of like, you know, 16, something like that, which is sizable. Now, you know, everybody says, well, I gotta read all that stuff at the bottom, and does this one work, does that one work? They're trying to get to where it is, oh, his question was, sorry, you told me to do. His question asked about recycling. What doesn't work is when you've got so many different products and people don't know whether to recycle or not, they can say, you know what, I get it, I'm just throwing it all in the trash. Well, all that goes into the landfill. And if you're not familiar with the landfill, you know, they just bury it. And they keep burying it. And then you drive past the landfill and it smells. It's got this big, huge hump to the top of it. We did a field trip not too long ago to a landfill in Holmes County that had been closed. And instead of just leaving it there, we are trying to get them to cut the top, which it has to be cut. No trees can grow where they have the cap, but everything else around it could be native plants with pollinators. There's some lakes around it. So they have decided to implement this whole area and make it all in native plants where they can grow. Instead of just making it a big pile of nothing that they mow a bunch of yard grass. That way, the guys aren't mowing it once a week, they're letting it go, they just have to mow the cap. So even things like that, you know, like a landfill. But recycling helps a lot, especially the plastic, especially the cans. It would be great if someday we got away from the plastic bags, things like that, because those clog, people still think they're recyclable, so they send them off, they run through the system and they clog all the, you know, they shut down all the machines because they don't really work that well. California has already banned plastic bags, which is wonderful. The same thing with straws. If you guys are going to the restaurants or you have, don't ask for a straw, or if they bring you a straw, say no. We're trying to get them to not have plastic straws. They get sent out, you see them in Lake Erie, you see them in a nearby, you know, landfill. They don't break down, but they do cause a lot of harm to animals. A lot of things eat them, especially in the oceans. They think that it's food, this looks long and skinny, it must be a worm, and they just fill up with plastic. So if there's anything that you do after listening to this tonight, don't get a straw. Okay? Or if the places are doing paper straws. If you need to have a straw, places now have metal straws. Buy them, keep them with you. When you go to drink out of a straw at a restaurant, bring your own metal straw and reuse it. But it does help a lot. Yes, ma'am?
I've heard about not putting the plastic bags in the recycling.
Right.
But you can put them in the bins at the grocery store. They collect the bags.
They do. It's hard to know what they do. For example, I take all my bags, which I try not to take because I bring my own bags. But when I have bags, I can take them to the museum because they use them with the animal poop, with the animals at the museum.
Right.
Other places do that. Other rehab centers may do that. You just have to check with them. But the best thing is to bring your own and not take a bag. And especially not take a paper bag, because every time you take a paper bag, it's cutting down more trees. So, you know, places that say, well, people don't want plastic, so we're going to offer paper. No. Have them bring their own, you know. Give them, after they spend so much money, give them one of your own bags and let them, you know, incentivize people to change their behavior, to do things that might be better for the ecosystem.
One of the best ways might be to buy recycled too.
Yes.
That's incentivizing people.
Yes, very definitely. And that's a very good point, because if you've got a company that's really trying hard and they're recycling products and then they're making products that are from recycled materials and you are, you know, patronizing them, they're going to do it all the more. If they're not making any money off of it, they're going to stop doing it. So, you know, seek those out. Perhaps an organization like this that does all these really wonderful things, you know, they can put it out there. Here are the people out in our community that are using recycled materials for whatever. And, publicize that. Put it in the newspaper. Let people know that if they want this particular product and it's being made with recycled materials, go buy it there. Go buy it from them. Part of our job is to get the word out. When one of the lines up there said, educate people, you should be educating yourself, but it also helps if you educate others. Because they're the ones that are going to band with you to do some of these things that are really important. Any other questions? Well, thank you so much for coming.